gentleman from Virginia, myself, for 5 minutes. I'm going to pick up some of, or similar to what Mr. Doyle was just asking related to pump storage. I had a bill last year on closed loop pump storage, and the question that he asked was, what is the potential? Of course, what we're looking at is maybe using some of our old coal mines and having the closed loop pump storage in there, or some other closed loop pump storage possibilities. But the bill was put in to kind of streamline the regulatory process, so I'm guessing I need to know both on Mr. Doyle's potential projects where there's already a lot of infrastructure, or on others, what is FERC doing, or any other agency that wants to answer, to try to streamline the regulatory process to make it easier if you already have the infrastructure there, as we do in the mines. There's already electricity and roads and all kinds of things. In Mr. Doyle's case, he's already got the dams built. What are we doing to try to streamline that regulatory process so we can make this a reality? Because there is a lot of potential.
So I would say that we approach that, well, fundamentally, we're always looking for ways within the existing authority of the Commission to make things move along better. But also on a case-by-case basis, as we have projects, especially for projects that don't involve a lot of issues or a lot of infrastructure additions, they, by their very nature, end up sort of being streamlined in the process. So we did the 2-year pilot program a couple of years ago, or a report to Congress on that. And there, I think that demonstrated that it's under the existing processes, it is not a stretch at all to get things done under 2 years and even faster when you've got something that doesn't involve a lot of issues, that doesn't involve a lot of new infrastructure.
Well, and I would say, and I think I speak for Mr. Doyle as well, that if there's something that you think that we need to do in Congress, some additional authority or some tweaking of some regulation, we're not going to do anything crazy, but don't hesitate to let us know if there's something we can do to be of assistance on that as well. I appreciate that. Does anybody else want to comment on that topic? All right, sticking with you, Mr. Turpin, I also have a little bill in called the Shore Act. Picked it up from Robert Hurt. It's an issue in our area where FERC has come in and said to the power dams, electric power companies, you have to do this, that, and the other along property lines, and we have all kinds of issues that we've brought up with you all. Just wondering, what can we do to assure that people who own the land adjacent to lakes can use that property as they see fit? And of course, it's one of the reasons people like to have those projects is oftentimes is a big economic development tool for a region when you suddenly have a recreational facility available. So what can we do to help there?
I think a lot of those sort of hot issues around that topic come from the fact that it's predominantly a land rights issue between the landowner, the adjacent landowner, and the power company that has either the flowage easement or the deed to where the high water mark is. The Commission is not involved in adjudicating those property rights. So when a license is first issued, the Commission looks at within the property boundary to balance all of the recreation and development uses around there, but it's really up to the applicant who owns that land to then monitor and to be certain that those things occur within their property.
But here's what we've been discovering is that FERC is saying you have to do this, that, or the other, and folks are to the power company. So the rules have changed within the last 10 years. And at least the power companies are coming in and saying, no, wait a minute, you have to keep this clear, you have to do this, that, or the other. And what is interesting is, de facto, you are actually, maybe not intentionally, making some property rights decisions, because I happen to know of one lake in the region where when the power company decades ago acquired the land titles, they must have had 3 different people working on it. So there's 3 different sets. Some places they got the fee simple, some places they just got an easement to flow onto the water, and that changes what can be done. So if they own it outright, gotcha, they've got the whole thing. But if there's only an easement, I would submit that in that situation, a person can build out onto their own property. It just happens to be in the water, which works perfectly fine if you want a boat dock. but they're being told in some places, wait a minute, we don't want a boat dock there, and it's creating some conflicts. So I'll just make you aware of that. I see my time is up, and I yield back, and now